Okay, hopefully it'll show now.
Every night precisely at the stroke of 9 p.m., something magical happens at the old clock shop in the Pueblo Magico of Zacatlán, Pueblo Magico.
Amigos todos, bienvenidos a Zacatlán, Pueblo Mágico.
Oh, wait, before I can tell you about this really cool clock, I gotta get you there. Well, to do that, let's hop on a chicken bus. What is a chicken bus, you say? Sorry, we don't have time for that right now. Just hold your nose, pay the guy 20 pesos, and let's get on the road. There are 132 Pueblo Magicos out there. Some are more well known than others. I would put Zacatlan into the category of not so well known, but it should be known. In this episode, we will ride a chicken bus into the Mexican countryside, learn about a church with apple trees, and admire a cascade waterfall from an all-glass bridge. So come along for the adventure as we explore the Pueblo Magico of Zacatlán de las Manazanas. Between the major cities in Mexico, there are big luxury liner buses, but between the smaller towns in Mexico, you will find smaller buses known as micros. I call them the chicken buses because it's not uncommon to see animals such as chickens on the bus. Oh, hey, it's you again. Welcome to the Micro El Jaguar, the Jaguar. The trip to Tulancingo to Zacatlán is going to be a little bit bumpy, but we're in luck today because we have a window seat. The bus is going to go slowly up the mountains, and along the way, we're going to go through several different small towns and maybe even see a few lakes. It looks like you fell asleep there, buddy. Ew, I think you just drilled on my shoulder. Oh well, I forgive you this time. But next time, be more careful. Just kidding. But seriously, time to wake up. I can see we're coming into town. We gotta get off the bus before we miss our stop. Well, it looks like the bus just dropped us off at the side of the highway, so we're gonna have to walk into town. But while we do that, let me tell you a little about the city of Zacatlan. The word Zacatlan comes from the Nahuatl word that means zacate, which translates to grass. So this city is named the land of grass. It is often called de las Manzanas because when the Spanish missionaries came here in the 1500s, they planted apple trees here and they grew very well.
Looks like they're fixing the roads here. That is quite the hole they got going on right there. I'm going to try to avoid this hole by carefully walking here, but that is very interesting. Looks like they got a big sewer lying down there. Very interesting. We are here in Hotel San Jose, and I have a simple room. They said it has a TV and a bathroom. Also bathrooms downstairs. They have shared bathrooms here, but this was $15. They actually gave me a key, so we're gonna check it out. Let's see what $15 will get me in rural Mexico. Okay, so $15. I have a bed. That's good. I have a stand over there. The oldest TV I've ever seen before. And a very simple bathroom that has some interesting stuff on it. Anyways, that's $15 for you. I'm only staying here at night, so it doesn't really matter too much. The big thing that Zacatlan is known for is apples. So they have lots of different apple products here, like juice and canned apples and marmalade. So you'll see a lot of that sold here.
Being that the land is so fertile, the city has more fruit than it can sell. So what they do is they make a lot of different type of bottled juices in the city. There's both alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions. Just go into any store, sit down on a bench, and they will let you try any one you want. Personally, I like the apple and peach soda the best.
Okay, we are here in the main square of Zacatlan. Over by the clock here, they have a cool like plant clock. It's filled with, looks like poinsettias inside there, so that's kind of cool. It chimes every half hour, it looks like. I just heard it chime. Unfortunately, I'm 5 minutes late. Otherwise, I would have let you hear it, but such is how it goes.
The Zocalo, or what we would call the town square, is the heart of any Mexican town. Typically in the Zocalo you will see City Hall and or a church. This town is no exception. Let's go over to that church and see what we can find. This is the Temple of Compañía de Jesús, and the Jesuits started to build this church in the year 1583, and with the help of locals finished in the year 1600. The church is fascinating and is decorated with apple trees. When I was there at the church, they also were decorated with baleros, which is a cup and handle game that lets you try to swing a ball onto a stick. It's very similar to the Japanese game of kendama. The church is very interesting because if you look closely enough at the walls, you can see that some of the walls have the original fresco murals. Also, this church is important to the Mexican culture because it contains the tomb of the Catarina de San Juan, who is also known as the China Poblana, who is an Asian immigrant who came from India and died in Mexico in 1688. Being from India, she modified her clothing to work for her in Mexico, and in doing so created the popular China Poblana look.
We're here at the cemetery in downtown Zacatlan, and they have some cool murals here. So kind of cool little shell tiled murals there, so that's kind of cool.
The Zacatlan cemetery is very interesting by itself due to the fact that there are many tombs that are both modern and centuries old right next to each other. But the most fascinating part is the walkway right behind the cemetery. Behind the cemetery is this beautiful mural made out of recycled glass that tells the history of Zacatlan, and behind that you have this amazing viewpoint that looks out into the water source of Zacatlan, which are several natural waterfalls. If you are daring enough, you can step out onto an all-glass bridge that you get a bird's eye view of this wonderful scenery. Don't forget to take a picture. Now, I know you don't want to leave the waterfalls, but we need to go because I got to talk to you about that magical clock. Remember the one from the beginning of the video? Don't think I forgot about that clock that we saw. So to do that, we need to go to the old clock shop on the edge of town. The route takes us through some alleyways. They used to be kind of sketchy, but the townspeople are fixing that up by building wonderful glass murals to help guide us. Let's check them out.
We're back here in the mural alley where they have these beautiful glass tiles here, and I love the detail. Like in here you can see like the Archangel of San Miguel there, so that's pretty cool. They're just beautiful. If you get the chance, you can walk through. Like, it's all recycled glass tiles is what it is. Just amazing. And they all have little descriptions. So here you can see this is the Virgin of the Ascension, and then there she is, one piece at a time. Amazing what they do with these art pieces. This one's pretty cool. It's got the plaza there. You've got the kiosco. It says the third kiosco. So this was the third plaza version of Zacatlan. So this alleyway here that I'm in right now is going through all the different times of Zacatlan. Right here, this is the original poster for the first Apple Festival in Zacatlan. And then over here is important because you have some of the founders, and this is the first queen of the Apple Festival right here. The detail that they use all out of tile is amazing. So on this row here, what they're doing is they're using the queen's faces from all the Apple festivals to put in the murals for different states. So they're all representing different states here, as you can see, and all wearing different costumes from those different states. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what happened to this guy over here on the left, but I think it's Lex Luthor, and I think the queen did not want to be with him. So he's missing his queen, I guess. So much for Lex Luthor. Sorry about that. This here is one of the last remaining wooden structures here in Zacatlan. So that's an amazing piece of work there. This is from the 1700s, this cross-cut wood house here. You don't see things like that anymore.
Now, I know you're getting tired from all this walking, but all we gotta do is turn this corner and here we are at the very important Centenario Clock Shop. The Centenario Clock Shop was established by a guy named Alberto Olivera Hernandez in the year 1918 and is what put Zacatecas on the map. This clock shop is considered to be the first monumental clock shop in Mexico. Alberto said that he got the idea for making a clock shop when he was 17 years old and repaired a family clock. But he wanted to see how big he could make a clock, and that is what he did. He just built bigger and bigger clocks that went throughout all the world. But the most special clock is right here at the old factory that has been turned into probably one of the biggest clocks that there ever was. And at 9 p.m., the automatons of Zacatlan come out and play and give a show that showcases the 7 different Mexican states.
Amigos todos, bienvenidos a Zacatlán, Pueblo Mágico.
traigan aquí. México lindo y símbolo de ¡Viva México! ¡Viva México! ¡Y viva los viajeros guapos y guapas que visitan Zacatlán! ¡Y viva los autómatas!
Well, I just got done with the clock show here. That was pretty spectacular. They have 7 different statues here. Lots of people come and watch it. It's pretty crowded here. But that was a good show. It was like 20 minutes long. You should definitely go see it.
Well, that was a long day. Thank you for coming along with me today. Why don't we end our day with a nice hamburger, and we'll see you again next week for another exciting adventure. Thank you so much for coming along.